What if you could see the future? But it's the only thing you can see about the future. It is your death. Somehow you know how you're going to die. You can't do anything about this. Maybe you can live your life pretending it will never happen. But you know that the future you predicted is certain to happen. In the same way, we know something about the fate of the Earth. We may not be aware of the finer details. But here's what will happen in the future, client. The bad news is, astronomers have recently observed a star devouring a planet. The first direct look at this complex process looks a little scary, because we now know something more about the end of planet Earth. Continue watching the video to learn more about stars devouring planets and the end of the world as we know it. Astronomers have made a discovery. It not only sheds light on the evolution of the planetary system, it also offers a frightening glimpse into the ultimate fate of the Earth. For the first time ever, they witnessed a star devouring a gas planet similar to Jupiter. It may be bigger than him. This shocking event occurred about 10,000 light-years away from Earth. It was an accidental and lucky discovery by scientists. Through this process, models of stellar evolution were generated. It is a direct sequence of a dying star. It is known as planetary immersion. Let's try to understand what planetary immersion really is. This terrifying process is known as planetary submergence. It's inevitable fate, which awaits all the inner rocky planets in our solar system, including the land. This is not good news, where when the star enters its advanced age, it begins to swell into a red giant. It expands beyond half its original diameter. In this process, the star's atmosphere becomes very vast and overwhelming, so much so that it annihilates any nearby planets. Imagine being swallowed by a very massive fiery entity. It is an experience that brings true terror to anyone who watches it. Therefore, the inner rocky planets are small, such as Mercury, Venus, and Earth, too weak to withstand submersion, which will quickly spiral towards the Sun. Due to the pulling force of the surrounding stellar atmosphere. And what it means, there will be no escape from this catastrophic event for us. We can do nothing but watch in horror. The planet itself, what we call home, is devoured by the star around which it revolves. Even the largest planets or objects under the stars, which are called brown dwarfs, can survive. But she may not come out of it safely enough. As the density of the star's expanding atmosphere, it can remove the outer layers of an orbiting planet, making it something completely indistinguishable from its previous form. The predictive images of this process are truly terrifying. We can only hope that this does not happen in our lifetime. But it is disturbing and a reminder of God's absolute power. So let's cherish the beautiful planet we have now. We strive to protect it from all the dangers that may come our way. That was very sad and inspiring at the same time. It made me completely emotional. Now that we know what planetary immersion is, we can certainly understand why the new discovery is really important. It has already been described that the missing link in our understanding of the inevitable fate of planetary systems, including the land. Dr. Shelley, one of the authors of the study, note that the event provides insight into Earth's future. This is the final fate of the Earth. He said we see, really, what the Earth will go through in 5 billion years from now. Astronomers have long suspected ingestion events occur frequently due to the light pollution of some stars, with the chemical signatures of the planets. Furthermore, hundreds of planets with small orbits have been observed, which is scheduled to fall within the radius of the red giants in the future. In any case, capture the moment when a planet trembles by his star, a very difficult task, because the light emitted from these events is faint and fleeting. Dr. Keshalidi and his team at Zwicky's temporary facility. It is a camera on a telescope at Palomar Observatory. In California, they were actually looking for something completely different when they suddenly found an unusual explosion of visible light in May of the year 2020. What followed was like a detective story. The team worked together to determine the identity of the explosion. They received the visible light of the source, which was taken on November 1, 2020 by W. Observatory, McKick in Hawaii, which revealed a frozen star at about 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It is approximately 10 times colder of the scorching temperatures expected from a red nova. Red nova. Dr. D and his colleagues were puzzled when they noticed this star again, where he was noticed, this time through infrared light. Using another camera in Mercedba and Mar, at NASA's new WISE Space Telescope, the system becomes dazzling through infrared rays, where a band of light spectrum, ideal for detecting faint objects, which doesn't release much energy. Researchers finally realized they probably were. They watch a star drain a planet in time. The real event. Since we previously noticed this matter, it became a discovery. It has important implications for our understanding of the ultimate fate of planetary systems. Availability of such discoveries. New opportunities for researchers to study the chemical composition of swallowed planets. The impact of these events on its stars. This current study highlights the importance of continuing research and the development of scientific tools and techniques, which enables us to capture rare and unique moments in the universe. Such discoveries provide valuable insights into the workings of nature. It shapes our understanding of the universe as we know it. However, there is still a question that we have not answered yet. What really happened to our planet? As a realistic fact over a period estimated at thousands and millions of years, the extremely hot remains of the planet will orbit inside the star. Its cover will approach the pulp more closely. It is possible that it affects the star in one way or another. In other words, the planet still exists and it is not as if it will disappear immediately. It's really hot and will stay that way for a very long time. This will definitely have more effects on the star. These effects may become noticeable in the future. Make sure to stay up to date with the latest developments as soon as new studies appeared. Are you still there? If you enjoy this video, consider it. Subscribe to the channel. It's really important to us. Survivors and ancestors. In any case, there is one thing to note here. That is, current models of stellar evolution are not perfect. Because it is based on our current understanding of physics, the process is involved in star formation and evolution. It is constantly updated and updated. This is so that new observations and data remain available. However, it is currently one of the best models, which helps us explain how stars evolve over time. Recent observations and studies have shed light on the process of planetary immersion, especially the planets that managed to survive the disaster. These observations have shown that the surviving planets and brown dwarf objects, it's often much more than expected, which indicates that it has undergone major changes during ingestion or immersion. In particular, studies have shown that the ancestors of the survivors are planets. They were probably hundreds of times larger of the surviving bodies themselves. This means that the planets have experienced a significant loss of mass, or it is broken down into parts during the swallowing process, which led to its current smaller size. In any case, we still don't know much about the process of planetary ingestion, especially with regard to the effects of planetary evaporation under the heat of the star. More research and observations will be needed to understand this process better and improve models of stellar evolution accordingly. As you see, It will be inevitable for us to become a planetary species one day. This will indeed be necessary if we don't want to die on this planet as a result of planetary ingestion. Maybe someday in some billions of years, we would feel cold on another planet. We observe the universe with our new advanced telescopes. We will be able to detect a pale blue dot while the sun swallows it. Then we will know that humanity has done a wonderful job in preserving the most precious thing in the entire universe. It is the gift of life. Dear, I know you may not have time to watch an entire video clip. Its duration is 10 minutes. This summary is for you. First and foremost is the discovery of a star devouring a gas planet similar to Jupiter. It provided astronomers with a future insight into the fate of Earth. This frightening phenomenon is called planetary immersion. It occurs when a star is approaching its death. Its atmosphere becomes vast, so much so that it will soon exhaust any planets. The sad part is that it's on the inner rocky planets. Like the Earth, it cannot withstand immersion or ingestion. In the distant future, it will spiral toward the Sun due to drag forces resulting from the surrounding stellar atmosphere. However, some planets will overcome planetary immersion. As these are the surviving planets, it is often much larger than expected, which indicates that it must have undergone major changes during the swallowing process. The most exciting part is that the ancestors of the surviving planets, if they find they were probably hundreds of times larger of the remaining bodies themselves. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. What do you think about this new discovery? Do you think we will succeed in leaving Earth before the planetary immersion occurs, or do you think we will die on this planet? Tell us in the comments. See you next time on the channel.